Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how I achieve the perfect salon quality blowout at home. And I've been styling my hair this way now for probably close to 2 months, a month and a half, 2 months. And I'm usually terrible when it comes to styling my own hair, so if I can do it, you can definitely do it. Every time I've styled my hair this way, it has gone progressively better. So there's a bit of a learning curve, although I'll say it looks a lot more difficult than it actually is. That's why today I'm going to be sharing all of my secrets, any tips and tricks I've picked up along the way. When it comes to styling your own hair at home, you shouldn't overlook the products you use. It truly makes such a huge difference what you put in your hair before you even attempt to brush it, which is why I am so excited to be partnering with OLAPLEX for today's video. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you know that my love affair with OLAPLEX goes back years. I swear by the O3 Hair Perfector. It's the only thing that brought my color-treated damaged hair back to life. I love the shampoo, the conditioner, the hair mask is one of my favorites. I've loved every single product I've tried from OLAPLEX. So today I will be using their styling products, and we're going to be focused on 3 in particular. First, we have the OLAPLEX No. 9 Bond Protector Nourishing Hair Serum. It's an antioxidant-rich serum which improves manageability, smooths, and protects, and this is for all hair types. Next, we have the OLAPLEX No. 6 Bond Smoother. This is a leave-in styling treatment. It adds moisture, strengthens, and reduces frizz for up to 72 hours. And then the last step is the OLAPLEX No. 7 Bonding Oil. This is a leave-in reparative styling treatment oil. It provides shine and softness with heat protection up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. All of these products are available at Sephora, but if you're interested in trying all 3, Sephora also has this incredible set which I would recommend. This is the OLAPLEX Style and Strengthen Hair Set. The protective set for smooth, healthy hair. It contains a full-size OLAPLEX No. 6 Bond Smoother, full-size OLAPLEX No. 7 Bonding Oil, and then there's a deluxe travel size. This would be amazing if you're traveling for the holidays, of the No. 9 Bond Protector Nourishing Hair Serum. As always, everything mentioned will be listed down below in the description box, but let's go ahead and get started. My hair has been towel drying in my little twisty turban, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out. Just like with skincare, with hair care, the first step is always going to be your serum. So now I'm going in with the OLAPLEX No. 9 Bond Protector Nourishing Hair Serum. And I'm going to begin with a pump and a half. A little bit goes a very long way. You don't need a lot of this product. It's weightless, which is part of why I love this product so much. It doesn't feel like you are adding product to your hair, and it is not going to weigh your hair down at all. It's chock full of antioxidants, and it provides style memory and increases manageability with hair. You want to work this into towel-dried hair, so it should still be pretty damp. I'm going to start from mid-shaft and kind of work my way down, concentrating on the ends. And then once I kind of work it in the bottom, I'm going to take what's left on my hand and start working it towards the top. A lot of people don't know this, but my hair is actually kind of curly. I wouldn't say it's like a beautiful, naturally curl. It's kind of a limp, frizzy curl, and I live in a very humid climate. So anything that helps with manageability and detangling is amazing. I want to make sure it's evenly distributed, so I'm going to very gently just brush through the ends. Now I need as much smoothing as I can possibly get, so next I'm going in with the OLAPLEX No. 6 Bond Smoother. This is the leave-in styling treatment. Now let me show you something you can do with this product. You can use it alone, which is what I typically do, or you can cocktail. You can mix the No. 6 Bond Smoother with the No. 7 Bonding Oil, because this also contains heat protection. What I like to do and what I'm going to do today is just apply this by itself, and then when my hair is fully dry, then I'm going to apply the No. 7 Bonding Oil. The OLAPLEX No. 6 Bond Smoother is infused with the patented OLAPLEX bond building technology. It's going to give you up to 72-hour frizz control and faster blowouts. It's still very weightless once you kind of rub your hands together. And I'm going to begin working that in from the mid-shaft down, concentrating on the ends, which tend to be kind of dry and crispy, and then I'm going to slowly work my way up to the top. I also like to concentrate on these little pieces in the front. I have a ton of little baby hairs in the front that tend to get really curly and frizzy. The smell is so nice. It's not a really heavy, strong fragrance, but it smells a little bit citrusy. Just very refreshing. It smells like the best clean hair. Now we're finally ready for a little heat. Using my Dyson hairdryer, I'm going to do a very rough dry. So now I've just done a part directly in the center of my hair. I've separated two sections, one on each side, and I'm going to pick up much smaller sections. And using my round brush, I'm going to kind of smooth and make sure the hair is completely dry. I am going in with a hot tool next, so you can't have any dampness left in the hair. But it's definitely feeling a lot softer, very smooth. It looks shinier than it did before, and that's because of all of the incredible products. So next, you need a few things. 3 in particular, well, I guess 2. You don't necessarily need different sizes of Velcro rulers. I picked these up from Amazon. They're really inexpensive. Depending on how bouncy and how curly you want your hair, that will determine what size roller. So I like to use these smaller rollers along the mohawk section and then along the sides, and then for the back, which is so long and kind of heavy, it's going to fall anyways, I just go ahead and fill in the gaps using these larger rollers. But you could do all small, you could do all large, and it will just give you looser curls and just larger waves, and then it will fall a lot faster and just look very smooth. This is going to give you more volume and bouncy curls. I just counted behind me because I use a different number of rollers every time I style my hair this way, but I just counted and it looks like I have 10 of these and 4 of these. You're also going to need a clip. I also picked these up from Amazon, pretty cheap. Just a basic hair clip. You can use the really small ones as well, but I have found that using one long clip really helps to secure the roller, and it's just really fast and easy. So if you can, I would go with one long clip. Mastering the Velcro roller really comes down to 2 parts. The first part is creating the perfect sections and keeping them really nice and clean. And then the second part is how you actually roll the hair. So we're going to start with the sections, and that's why I lifted up the camera so you can really see my part. I've experimented with which section to roll first, and what I found works best is to start with the mohawk. So what I'm going to do, I have my comb, is I am going to very carefully create a little mohawk section right down the front. So you want to go a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right of your traditional center part. And you're going to stop when you get to the back of the head, or I guess maybe the crown of the head. I'm going to do my best to use the viewfinder. And this might take a minute. Sometimes you have to add a little hair, subtract a little hair. And then you want to make sure you have plenty of clips on hand. So I'm just going to clip that out of the way real quick. In the back, I'm just going to separate the hair in half, just because it makes it a little bit easier to handle. To keep the sections nice and clean and not pick up any little stray hairs, you're going to go ahead and clip each side just to keep the hair out of the way and at least attempt to prevent any stray pieces from getting involved. Because what happens is when you get those little stray pieces and your sections get a little bit messy, that's when you get a lot of the pulling, the pinching, the breakage, and it just doesn't really look nice, but also that's going to give you damage, which is what we're trying to avoid in the first place. So let me check this mohawk section real quick, and then we'll get started. The top of the head you want to roll backward because that's going to give you a lot of lift and volume at the root. And even once the hair settles and falls a little bit, you're still going to maintain a little bit of fluff. That's what gives the hair a very glamorous look. So now that we have our little section, I'm going to get my Velcro roller ready to go, as well as the clip. I'm using my T3 wand. This is a 1.5 inch barrel. You could do a 1 inch barrel, 1 1/4. It really doesn't make a difference. And I have this at level 4. And I'm just going to wrap the hair back pretty quickly. Hold it for a minute or 2. Then I'm going to dump the curl in my hand and just hold it. And as quickly as I possibly can, I'm going to go ahead and apply the roller. And I'm bringing the hair forward. You want to pull the hair to the very end. You don't want to wrap too soon. That's part of the art of the roll, is not wrapping too soon. Otherwise your hair will get caught. And you just want to keep pulling and feeding the roller. Any little hairs that fall, you can just kind of feed them in. Keep it nice and precise if possible. And then once the roller is nice and tight and secure, you're just going to use your one pin right at the bottom, and that will secure the roller in place. It's very easy once you've done it a couple times. You get the muscle memory down. This is one of the best arm workouts out there. You kind of want to make sure that you pull the roller a little bit forward so that when you roll back, you're landing right on top of the section of hair. I have my second section in the back. Just going to comb through it really quickly. Picking up my wand again, you always want to roll the hair away from the face. I like to keep the hair in the middle of the roller, and then you pull up and out until you reach the very end. Keep rolling when you reach the end. Okay. And then the roller should sit right on top, and then I'm going to quickly pin that in place. And even using just one pin, it really holds the roller nice and steady. And we still have clean sections on the sides. It's really hard for me to see without a mirror, so I went ahead and did the back section off camera. I used 2 of the large rollers. So now I'm left with just these 2 side sections right here. And I have experimented with doing the front and then doing the back last, and I always feel like it gets a little bit messy. So getting these 2 sections back here out of the way really helps keep the sides nice and clean, nice and neat, so you're not really messing with that back hair. So now I'm going to go and do this section. And what you want to do for each side is you want to part down the middle. So this is going to be 2 rows down the side. In order to create the proper part, you want to make sure that you start about halfway, but you want to go right behind the ear, so you can even start with your finger at first. So this side section is really going to be separated into what's in front of the ear and what's behind the ear. This is going to be 2 small rollers. The larger section in the back is going to be 2 small rollers and 1 large roller at the bottom. Same thing on this side. You want to position the hair in the center of the roller, and then you roll down to the end, all the way to the end, and then you can go ahead and wrap the last piece. And you can see, because I have shorter pieces in the front, some of them will fall, and you just kind of guide them into the roller. As you roll, you just guide all of those little pieces that fell. And same thing for this bottom piece. Same thing, you want to place your hair in the center of the roller, pull all the way down to the very end. Some pieces are going to fall, that's fine. When you reach the end, then you can start rolling in. You want to make sure as you're adding these pieces, you're going on top of the roller. So they should join the hair and join that direction. If they end up getting rolled up underneath, it can also create a bit of a tangled mess when you go to remove the roller. So you just want to make sure to keep everything nice and neat. And then we're going to do 3 more back here, but I like to get the front section out of the way first. It just makes things a little bit easier. I quickly did my right side off camera so you can see it looks basically the same. Gets a little bit tricky using my non-dominant hand. So now we're left with these two kind of side sections right on the back, but the side of the hair. There's not a ton of hair left, but we're still going to separate this into 3 sections. Curling away from the face, trying not to get in the way of the rollers. Start in the center of the roller and pull all the way to the end. For this pin, if this front roller is in the way and you can't really get in there, you can always pin from the back. And you want to watch your pin placement as well. You don't want to accidentally pin hair that isn't part of the roller because that can create a little bit of a mess as well. I'm so proud of myself. I haven't burned myself yet. Just keep pulling. And then you just have this one section at the bottom. This I just stick in the larger roller. I don't have any more of these small rollers, or else I could probably fit maybe 2 more of the small rollers. I might end up purchasing a few more of these. The bottom section is always a lot easier to roll because I don't have as much breakage. So now everything that's left can just get wrapped in this last roller. And you just use your fingers as a guide to keep everything towards the center. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to finish the other side and then I'm going to let the rollers sit for about 30 minutes. I like to let them sit as long as possible. Today, probably 30 minutes, but sometimes I'll even do my makeup after I've set the hair in the rollers. It can be a little tricky around the hairline, but it can be done. Maybe grab breakfast, coffee, do a little work on the computer, and then just take them out. Make sure the hair has completely cooled down. So however long that takes, just make sure the hair is nice and cool before you remove them. All right, it's been about 30 to 45 minutes, so it's time for the grand reveal. I'm gonna go ahead and take out these rollers, and then we will use the final product today. So I always like to start by taking out the bottoms first. And then I just kind of twist it with my finger. You can see the bottoms aren't going to be incredibly bouncy or curly. They just look nice and smooth. And you should be able to pull them right out without any issue. Oh, that one's a little bouncy. Something else I like to do whenever I take them out is I immediately put the clip back on the roller. And that way I kind of keep all of the supplies needed for this look all together. Some of them are bouncier than others. See, this is why the proper rolling technique is so important, because this part is a lot easier. I always like to save the top for last. It's far more dramatic that way. This is the secret weapon when it comes to combating frizz, adding shine and smoothness. It's the OLAPLEX No. 7 Bonding Oil. A couple drops is all you need. I brush this through with my fingers, concentrating on the ends, which tend to get a little bit dry and fluffy. And then I'll use what's left over on the top of my head because the oil is going to help tame any flyaways. But it is still incredibly lightweight. It's not going to leave your hair feeling greasy or weighed down. I know I mentioned that you could cocktail the No. 7 oil with the No. 6 smoothing cream. because this does have heat protection up to 450 degrees. So if you don't like adding oil to the finished style, you could also use this oil when the hair is still wet before you go in with heat. I think it's the perfect final step. Just helps to create a really smooth, beautiful looking blowout. Focus on the ends, which are still nice and bouncy. And the smell is so nice, so fresh. My hair feels so soft. I love it. Another product that you can use at the end when your hair is completely dry and styled is the No. 6 Bond Smoother. If you take just a teeny tiny bit of this styling cream, you can kind of work this in the top if you have a lot of flyaways, if you still have a lot of frizz. You could also use this maybe if you're doing a slick back bun or some sort of style when you want it to look really slick and clean. You can use this on dry hair as well. So both of these can be used wet or dry, or mixed together. And this is the complete salon quality blowout at home. It's not that difficult, it's not that many steps, and the end result is so beautiful. It's so voluminous, curly, bouncy. It still has quite a bit of volume right now at the root, which I love, but after a few hours, it is going to fall and soften a little bit. But this is the type of style that still looks great a couple days later. So I will keep this style for probably 2 or 3 days, and then I'll just do it all over again. But I absolutely love the way it turned out. It's nice and bouncy. It looks very glamorous, very old Hollywood, and my hair feels incredible because of the amazing OLAPLEX products that we used. And that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you found it helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.